Hello everyone, this is Thomas Newman from the CIMA Hub. Today I'm going to be talking about the strategic case study for February 2017, and the pre-scene company for this case is Evestar, which is a reality TV production company based in the fictional country of Thailand. It's an interesting case. Before we get into the details of the pre-scene, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the general points to note about the strategic case study. So first of all, this is an exam that has had some very low pass rates, 45% passing. That's as low as it's been throughout the 7 or 8 sittings to date. And I would advise that you don't tackle this exam on your own. It's tempting to just read through the pre-scene on your own, revise a little bit of the theory you've come across in E3, P3 and F3. It's a risky strategy. Best to draw on the advice of others. There are plenty of tuition providers out there who offer materials on this pre-scene and these cases, not just the CIMA Hub, although I would strongly recommend our materials. We have an excellent package put together for this pre-scene, which we will go through in a little bit. Mock exams are important for any case study. You want to be practicing plenty of mock exams based on the current pre-scene and a clear understanding, of course, of the main details coming from the pre-scene itself, and some key facts and figures from the industry in question are very important to have as well ahead of the exam. The CIMA Hub is a very competitive offer for the February 2017 strategic case study. It consists of 6 elements and I'm just going to list them here. There is this pre-scene review, which consists of 3 hours of video analysis of the pre-scene. We walk you through the pre-scene document, highlighting all of the key issues. We annotate the document as we go along, and it's available as part of this package. So it helps to shed light on the most important facts and figures in the pre-scene. We have also put together a summary document which outlines the main issues in the pre-scene. The pre-scene is full of detail and it's drawing out the important points that is going to serve you well on exam day. You can't remember everything from the 27 or so pages from the pre-scene. What you really need to get a grasp on are the key issues. And this document does that. It's a page by page highlight analysis of the pre-scene. Financial analysis and ratios document is another element of this package. Again, we annotate this document to highlight and clarify and put the numbers into context. So we've got a lot of ratio analysis in this document. We show the percentage changes in the main financial statements for Evestar in this case and its rival Bonchant. We've also put together a short question and answer document. This helps you really get a handle on the main facts coming from the pre-scene. If you can answer these questions, you know that you know this case inside out. It gives you some reassurance and helps you to focus on the most important parts of the pre-scene. The mock exams are possibly the most important element of this package. There are 3 mock exams based on this pre-scene. They are extremely close to the real thing. They've been benchmarked against the CIMA exams themselves. They carry the exact weightings that a CIMA exam holds at this level, which has an even split between business skills, technical skills, people skills and leadership skills. There are 3 mock exam model test answers as well, and as well as that, there's a video walkthrough of those answers explaining the reasons behind the answers being given and talking about the techniques best employed at the strategic level for exams. And finally then, there's an industry overview video which contains the most useful facts and figures from this particular industry. So let's jump right into it, and we start with what is a customary introduction by CIMA to the role that you have with this fictional company, Evestar. You're a senior manager in Evestar, which is a large company in Thailand, and it's quoted on the stock exchange. Okay, so before we move any further, it's worth reflecting on your role. You're a senior manager. That means you're expected to interact with the senior leaders of Evestar. So top management, the CEO, the CFO, etc. And to do that, you'll need to possess ample people and leadership skills, because you're expected to influence these people and influence their decision making. You're also expected to understand the full context in which the business operates. So not just the business itself, but you're expected to have a good handle on this particular industry. Thinking then of your objective studies, E3, P3 and F3, in particular, it's important to think of, in the case of E3, strategic options. You're expected to make lots of recommendations here, and you're expected to back up these recommendations with a strong justification. With P3, it's particularly important to think about risks, their evaluation and how you can offset risks. It's a big part of P3, and it's a big part of the strategic case study. And for F3, you need to really be thinking about financial strategy and getting access to long-term funding that is viable for the company and suits their needs. So bear those things in mind. Okay, so it's on this company is on the Thailand Stock Exchange. Of course, with publicly listed companies, there are pros and there are cons. The pros that we could think of would relate to the reputational benefits from being a listed company. You have more publicity. You're appearing more in the financial press. Your financial press releases get more attention, etc. You have access, of course, to a source of finance in the form of equity. You have access to people looking to buy your shares on the market. And there's a degree of rigor that comes with being a listed company. A company that wants to list on the stock exchange essentially has to have their house in order. They're required, of course, to release their financial statements on a quarterly basis. And the market has high expectations for companies that are listed on the stock exchange. There are some cons, of course. First of all, equity is more expensive than debt, typically. Shareholders can be quite demanding. There are onerous regulations as well that come with the listing, and there is always external pressure from shareholders, particularly if a stock is seen as risky. You might have shareholders demanding quite a high return in the form of high dividend payouts, and they want to see the price really go on increasing and to grow steadily to get some return on their investment. So you report to the board directly, which ties in what I was saying about your interaction at this level being with senior leaders. And you advise on special projects and strategic matters, which ties in what I was talking about when I mentioned the key areas relating to E3, P3 and F3. We're told then that Thailand uses international financial reporting standards, so they need to be compliant with IFRS. And finally, that the currency in Thailand is the T dollar, quite typical again for a CIMA case study introduction. It would lead you to ask whether there might be an exchange rate risk, whether this is a company that hedges against that risk. but these are some early questions that come to mind as we read this first paragraph about Evestar. So moving down then to the next section, and what we have is an introduction to the concept of reality television. Evestar, we're told, is the largest producer of reality television in Thailand when measured by revenue and program sales. And then we're told a little about what it is that makes reality television. And we're told that largely unscripted shows, they put the participants in these shows in real life situations